Ethereum dollar. Yep, we're a bear. We're a big bear. In fact, we're not overly bullish the crypto markets generally right now. Very concerned about the state of the crypto markets. Ethereum is exceedingly weak in our view against fiat. So this was the last time we were bullish Ethereum, and it was down here with a major macro. It set up an upside that overperformed. Remember, overperformance begets future underperformance. You had a wind up over here. We just ran that, and then we wound up again here. Then we broke. We made that target. All this time, crypto was on a yay boom and run. Bitcoin wasn't doing too bad itself during this period. We got another upside set up over here. This was all overperformance, a wind up. Let's have a look at that more recent structure since this original breakout and its target, just so that you can recognize where these purple lines and interims come from, because you're going to be seeing them again. So if we have a look at the 4 hourly and we compress it a little bit, there was the follow-up wind up well after the target was made on the one that I've just shown you, and its interim wind up that was here just below this interim after running it. So that gave you structure there, that gave a funnel, that gave you an interim there and a further target here, right up at $1,100 plus for Ethereum. Then it blew off highs, got very volatile, and then smashed down. This secondary attempt was weaker, didn't have the same momentum. This was the beginning of a new trend, and then another smash down, and this was now coinciding with the overall crypto contraction. You can see we're already in the new year here, the end of January, with Ethereum at 1.1267, smashed it all the way down to the 588 levels. That's a bumpy ride for the Ethereum bag holders. Then you got this weak rally. I say weak rounded top, note how it rounds and then sells off over here. More inverted structure. That downside pattern gives you a target right down to here, which is where we are saying that Ethereum will end up as part of its down legs, 439. And for those that wonder, oh, but that's such a ridiculous call. I mean, it was up at 690 700s at these points. It's now down at 649. We'll more on that in a minute. How can you get away with calling something right down to 440? I can tell you that we've traded Ethereum short before, and it served really well against Bitcoin, but not against fiat. Now this is about a contraction in the cryptos, and I fear that it won't be overall a comfortable place to be generally in the cryptos, but Ethereum is going to be one of the worst hit. Anyway, so there was the grind line on the second rally. There was a smash down. This is the target now, and amazingly it's giving the funnel that was set on the way up at the 400. So you're going to see a 400 number on balance of probabilities. We don't know that for sure. We don't know anything for sure. We are just a probability based assessment. Now it's interesting to note as I pull this through now and give you a little bit more of the most recent stuff so that you can see how it's all looking. Let's get rid of that line. How it's all looking is that we have a cluster of levels. We have a cluster of levels that have formed over here. We got a little wind up break that's broken, and we got short over here. And this has a target here. It has a legacy target here. It has another target from a smaller setup here. And of course you have the low. That was the big sell-off from the end of January all the way through to the mid or first week of Feb. So this huge sell-off and that subsequent low that was made, and then your rebound. Here you go. These are a cluster of levels here. So we've got a level here, 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 and of course the low itself. So I would anticipate we would probably have some form of reaction. We'd probably run all four of these levels. The low there, the target of the smaller pattern, which I'll drop down into in a minute, and these two legacy targets here and here, as part and parcel of this down leg. So let's have a little look and get more and more into the detail. Why did we say there was a short? Well, our premium guys, we got them all short. We were watching here. Well done to Joe, by the way. I've been a bear Ethereum on the bigger time frames, but I hadn't noticed this little structure here, and he popped it up, and it was very good structure. So on the shorter time frames, it brought us in, and of course we're already in the downside there. That broke up top here, where you could have been short from 840. So let's have a look as we drop down the time frames. Let's drop right into this little triggering view. So right now it's far better to be in dollars than Ethereum. And that's our prognosis, and that's our setup, and we expect it to make good downside progress. Here's these cluster of levels, by the way, and then the absolute low of that sell-off down to the 500s is right down here. So I'd anticipate all of these get run in some form of a spill-off. So it's going to be a dire time. So if you're at 650 at Ethereum, expect it to trade into the 500s. And as I mentioned, this little structure is good and has a good target, but overall the market is very weakly set up. So if we go back up the time frames, it's very weakly set up, and you have a bigger setup over here, bringing you right into the 400s. That's right into the 400s, lower than that previous low at 570, right into the 400s, into this funnel. If we run the funnel stop here is 426. So it's going to be a gray spell for Ethereum. Now 426, if you'd got on hold of that, that's from 700s. You're going to be talking about a better part of 35 to going on 40% loss in value. So Ethereum is a great big bear. What does this mean for cryptos overall? Generally, I don't think Bitcoin will be doing as badly, but I don't think it's going to be a stellar season for cryptos generally. I think you see big contractions like this in a major market cap. Let's not forget, coin market cap, Ethereum is the second biggest here. Ethereum is the second biggest. Is it going to give up its place? And it is by quite some way the second biggest. It's 64 billion market cap. It's just under half Bitcoin. If you're watching this lose the better part of 40%, it's going to be a major hit to the market cap. And it isn't Ripple that's going to be the one charging past it. It doesn't look great. I'm not going to get into a charting session on Ripple. And Bitcoin Cash is a long way behind on that. And Litecoin is further still. This is going to be devastating to the market cap. And I would expect Bitcoin would be contracting too against fiat. So watch out. Watch out. It is an uncomfortable season for the crypto. 352 today. Could it be 222 in market cap in weeks to come? Who knows? It could go there and or lower. Bearish for the Ethereum, with undertones of bearishness for cryptos as a whole. That's my take. Sorry, it's not good news. Can be wrong. It's not a trade recommendation. I am currently short against the US dollar on Ethereum. It is currently working for me from these levels, and on balance of probabilities I expect it to work some more, but at any point you can rally. Trades and probabilities can invalidate. New optimism can come in. Right now though, if I look at the big BTC, I'm not seeing it. We've got a weak rally here following a very powerful sell-off. The charts are not looking strong. Okay, with that, I am Francis, the Market Sniper. Pop on to themarketsniper.com and register for our 29th webinar, 29th of March, doing a live with me. Go to get started now on themarketsniper.com. So if you go to themarketsniper.com and you hit the get started button, you'll have a tick box questionnaire. Click get started, complete that, and you can become part of our webinar and potentially part of our premium group. If you are interested, there will be an offer made to you at the end of a very interesting 7 mistakes traders make and 3 great gifts. So if you want to find out more about how and why we are doing what we're doing as a community and how we will ride out a bear market. The bear market shows all the weak hands. Everyone's a hero in a long market going long. Who makes money when the market goes down? This is the big thing. Will you be contracting with the rest, or will you be building Bitcoin valuation and even fiat valuation? Who knows? Click here to get started. Francis saying goodbye for now.